Jenny Couch here, founder and president of Couch Digital Strategies, where we help build your brand, grow your future, and set you apart from the competition with a customized digital marketing plan that meets your budget and business goals. Today I want to talk a little bit about how to choose the right social media platform for your organization. There's so much pressure these days for businesses of all sizes, small, mid-sized, and large, to have a presence on every single social media platform, and there are too many to count these days. But especially if you're a small or mid-sized business, trying to maintain a presence on every single platform just isn't doable. To grow your audience on social media, the two most important things that you need to be doing are developing unique content for each platform that you're on and posting consistently on those platforms. And if you're a small or mid-sized business and you don't have a dedicated team to developing that content and making sure that you're maintaining a consistent presence on each platform, you're going to stretch yourself too thin, you're going to burn out, and you're not going to see the growth that you want to on your social media platforms because you won't be developing that unique content and being able to post consistently on each platform. So instead, what we encourage our clients to do, especially if they do fall into that small or mid-sized range or they're just starting their social media presence, is to select 2 to 4 platforms and really focus their energy and their resources on growing their following on that curated set of platforms. Taking that strategic approach will help you to really direct your limited time and resources to channels that have the best chance of helping you grow your business. So what we'll talk about today is just a few tips and tricks that you can use, and I apologize, you guys can probably hear my special guest stars, my 3 rescue dogs who are enjoying the lovely weather outside at the moment while we live stream. But we'll talk about a few tips and tricks to help you determine what social media platforms you either need to have a presence on if you're just getting started, or if you already have a social media presence, how can you perhaps reprioritize if you find that you are struggling to keep up and continue to consistently post and develop content for the social media platforms that you have today. So the first thing that I would encourage you to do is to really think about the audience that you are trying to target. And what I mean by this is not simply I want to reach women aged 15 to 55. You really want to get into the nitty-gritty details of who are the people that you are trying to reach. Who do you want to become your customers? Sit down with a piece of paper or a whiteboard and visualize the type of person or the types of people that you want to reach with your product or your service. How old are they? What are their interests? Where do they live? Do they like brunch? Where do they go to brunch? Do they love sports? Who are their sports teams? Do they buy a lot of sports memorabilia? Where do they get their news from? Think about everything and anything that can help you to get a better understanding of who your customer is. So for us at Couch Digital Strategies, we might jot down the following things. We are targeting small business owners in Northern Virginia who are in a growth stage. They have a limited social media presence, but they haven't seen the growth that they'd like to. They're eager to increase their digital footprint. They know they can generate more online leads, but they're not sure where to start to get that growth that they want to see. So really spend some time considering any factors that might help you to better understand how your potential customers think, how they feel, how do they make their purchasing decisions. That information is not only going to help you select the right social media platforms to have a presence on, it's also going to help you create the type of content that is going to appeal to those customers and going to get those customers to purchase Sorry about that, little wireless outage, but we are back. So once you have figured out who the audience, who the type of people you are trying to target are, and you have those profiles put together, the next thing that we would encourage you to do is to think about how to reach those audiences. What social media platforms are best suited to reach the type of person that you are trying to reach as a customer or client. Now, there are tons of studies out there about social media usage and habits, so it's so easy to find all sorts of information about demographics, about interests, about buying habits, about the best times to be on particular platforms, etc. Just go out and Google social media usage, and immediately you'll have a number of different studies and information that you can choose from to help you to better understand what type of users are on each social media platform. Also, drop a comment in the video. We can link you to a few resources that we use pretty consistently to help our clients select the right social media platforms. So some things to think about, if you're trying to reach a younger audience, you're going to want to have a presence on Snapchat and on Instagram. 59% of young adults aged 18 to 29 who use the internet are on Instagram. In that same age bracket, 56% of folks use auto-delete apps, the most popular of which is, of course, Snapchat, which seems to be everywhere these days. If you're a B2B company who is looking to target professionals, you're going to want to invest your time in LinkedIn with its 133 million professional users. If you are looking to target rural-based customers or women, you need to be on Facebook, where 81% of adults who use the internet and live in rural areas use Facebook. And Facebook continues to skew heavily towards female users. And again, all of this is information that is available with just a few quick Google searches. So just get out there, start looking around, start taking a look at some of that research and those studies that have been done to help you understand where is your audience going when they are using social media. So the next thing to think about when you are trying to determine how to prioritize which platforms you should be utilizing for your social media marketing is to think about the product or the service that you are delivering to your client or to your customer. So, for instance, a good friend of mine is a very talented photographer. If you're in the Northern Virginia area and you need a photographer, check out Erica Gaffney Photography on Facebook. I promise you will not be disappointed. Her work is obviously very visually driven. The incredible photos that she takes are the best form of promotion for her business. So she and fellow photographers should really consider a presence on platforms that are very visually focused, like Instagram or Pinterest. She also focuses her work on a particular region, in the Northern Virginia area. So having a presence on Facebook, especially if you are planning to use any type of paid media, is going to be really useful because of Facebook's really advanced location targeting. One of our clients, Celebrate Intellect, is dedicated to raising the profile of intellectual and academic achievement. So their main product is these just incredible baseball jersey style shirts that feature the names of some of our greatest thinkers on the back. So, your Albert Einsteins, your Katherine Johnsons, if for those who've seen Hidden Figures, and tons of others. The shirts make for a great visual product. So again, Instagram is a really great platform to feature these, they're such cool shirts. But part of what Celebrate Intellect does as well is to try to raise the profile of our great thinkers. And they do that by sharing fun facts about their life and their achievements. So Twitter is a great medium to be generating that kind of short and constant content. If you're a professional services firm, like a consulting company, then the Instagrams and the Pinterest may not be the right fit for your particular line of work because you're not promoting a singular product. You are instead trying to promote a robust service offering that you provide to your clients. So you may want to think about LinkedIn to reach your potential clients, where they're going to be able to read more about your organization. They're going to be able to see your thought leadership on relevant subjects if you're posting consistently, and they'll be able to click through and check out the profiles of your company leaders to better understand, who's running this show, what is their experience, why should I trust this company with my business. So then, something else to think about is your goals. What is it that you are trying to achieve with your social media presence? Now, these can vary wildly depending on the goals that you have for your business, but it could include things like, are you looking to use social media for lead generation? Do you want people to sign up for something? Do you want people to buy something? Do you want to drive people to unique content that you are creating? Your goals for your social media presence will influence the time and the resources that you're dedicating to each platform, because certain platforms offer advantages over others depending on the ultimate outcome and the goals that you are trying to achieve. So something to keep in mind here is you don't want to set goals that are purely focused on traffic. Traffic for traffic's sake is not going to help you achieve your larger business goals. It's great to have thousands of followers on Facebook or on Twitter. It's great to see, your reach explode to tens of thousands of people, but it's not just about getting those high numbers. It's not just about having thousands of followers or thousands of likes on a post. You need to get the right traffic coming from the right audiences at the right time. So don't think just about things like, I want to have 5,000 followers on Facebook, or I want to have 10,000 views on a particular video. Those numbers can be good indicators of other things, but you need to think more in depth about what you want those people who are following you or watching your video or liking your page, what do you want them to do next? They liked your page, they followed you, they watched your video. Now what do you want them to do? Do you want them to buy something? Do you want them to fill something out? Do you want them to join? Do you want them to volunteer? What is that next step? And that's really what you should be thinking about when you're building these goals. So once you've got some goals down for what you're trying to achieve with your social media presence, think about what your budget is for your social media marketing. More advanced social media platforms like the Facebooks of the world have very much become pay-to-play, essentially, in recent years. So because of the way that Facebook structures its algorithms and the ever-present changes that they continue to make, essentially at this point, if you aren't running paid promotions for your Facebook page, it's unlikely that very many people are going to be seeing your posts. It's really only through those paid promotions that you're going to get any type of reach outside of your mom and your friends on Facebook. So if you've got a marketing budget that includes some set aside for paid media, then Facebook and increasingly Instagram are definitely good platforms to consider, because you can exponentially grow your reach if you're willing to put in some funds up front. LinkedIn and Twitter and Pinterest also have some form of paid promotion opportunities these days as well. So you can quickly spread that budget very thin, which is again why we really recommend selecting just a handful of platforms that you're going to focus on. If you're just starting out and you're not ready to dedicate money to paid ads, then think about some newer platforms that may not have such robust paid services yet. Or you can utilize other methods like hashtags that can help you to organically reach new audiences. So think about some of those platforms where hashtags come into play more than they do on others. Finally, you'll also want to consider what your strengths are. So this is especially important if you plan to manage your own social media activities, at least in the short term. You don't want to be committing yourself to platforms that you aren't comfortable with, or you don't understand, or you don't like to create content for, especially if you are going to be managing those activities. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable and a lot easier for you if you are producing content for platforms that you enjoy, or you're producing content that looks good on certain types of platforms. So for instance, if you don't like making videos, or you don't like appearing in videos, maybe skip over having a YouTube channel for now. Although, of course, the one thing that I would say there is that video content is so heavily prized in social media marketing and is such a great opportunity to really expand your reach, that I'd encourage you at some point to hopefully step out of that fear and look at ways that you might be able to incorporate video content into your marketing plan. But if you're just getting started and that seems like too big of a hill to climb, focus on some other areas first and then maybe revisit the idea of video content. If you love creating fun graphics, then think about Pinterest and Instagram, which are great platforms for that type of visual content. If you're great at snappy one-liners, Twitter or Snapchat would be a great way for you to display your sense of humor while helping to promote your brand or your product. You really want to play to your strengths here. If you focus on platforms that you enjoy creating content for, it's going to be far easier for you to make sure that you are consistently producing content and consistently posting. And those are the two biggest things that you can do to organically grow your social media following. So again, don't feel like you have to have a presence on every single social media platform. Use some of the tips that we talked about in today's video to help you choose a handful that are right for your business and are going to allow you to achieve growth in a smart way without burning yourself out. If you're still not sure how to decide which platforms are right for you, just pop me an email, jennycouch@couchdigitalstrategies.com. It's Jenny with a Y. Let's keep the conversation going. I'm definitely happy to talk more with you about how you can choose the right social media platforms for your organization. So thanks everyone so much for joining today. We'll be back again soon with another video. In the meantime, you can find us on Instagram at Couch Digital Strategies. We are on Twitter at Couch_digital, and we are online at www.couchdigitalstrategies.com. Talk to you again soon.